Okay, we are recording. Welcome everyone to our Sunday night Zoom. Sorry, this lighting is a little weird. I'm gonna turn this way. I'm really excited to welcome you guys. My name is Kelly Brown, and for those who are hopping on or listening maybe for the first time, I just want to share every Sunday night we offer these Zoom calls, and it's all of our like bigger teams challenge groups teaming up. And so the beauty is you get to hear from different speakers. So you might hear from someone who's not in your challenge group, but we get to kind of use our skills and the things that we are passionate about and share them from the ways that they work for us. And so you get different perspective and a lot of value. And I'm really excited tonight um, for our topic with meal prep because I think that it's huge and Elizabeth's going to do an amazing job. Before she shares, every week we like to kind of do a product focus because in the last 6.5 years, Beachbody has released so many different tools. And I found when I took a dive into our catalog, things that I was buying like at CVS that I could find a much better version of that Beachbody was offering. So every week we like to kind of share something that we use in addition to the basics of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, and how it's enhanced like our journey or helped our family. This is not in any way to be like, I don't know, QVC, but it's more to just present something that you might not know is there for you in case it could serve you. And tonight, our product focus is actually the best product of all that I believe, besides Shakeology being delicious and the workouts, which is the coaching opportunity. I shared challenge groups about a workshop that we are hosting. We have never done this before. I'm really excited about it. And it's a 5-day workshop. So if you were like, watch us run these groups and you see us going on these trips, and you hear us talking about the community and the business, and you're wondering like, how does that work? This would be a great way for you to come into the group. We're going to literally, instead of hopping on a webinar, because maybe you listened to one of our webinars before, it's not that. It's totally different. We have partnered up with another team. So the Freedom Family has lots of teams in it. And then Team BFit is a good friend of mine and very faith-based, like-minded women. We're teaming up with them. And in the group, what you'll get to do is learn what we do as coaches and get a little training of how we learn to do it so it doesn't take up our whole day, and how we fit it into whatever our goals are, and how our unique gifts can be used in the coaching opportunity, things that you might not know. I think when I first started, I thought I had to be a fitness professional, and I'm the farthest thing from that. But I've learned that's not what makes me a good coach, and so the gifts and skills you have can be used for coaching, whether it's mindset, speaking about like the heart and transformation on the inside, or health or wellness, or overcoming stresses of motherhood. Like those are the things that I never thought could be used in my coaching business to help people. But as you guys know in our groups, it's not just about push-ups and pull-ups. Like it's about the internal transformation too. So if you would like to be a part of that, just ask your coach to be added and come check it out. It's a great way to have some added community and support for the week and learn some things. And I'm excited for Elizabeth to teach tonight, because this is one of the examples. Like, she was a teacher. She's really good at this stuff. And it's a way that she's been able to use these skills she has to like make our groups better. Like, she has gifts that we don't have, and we get to help each other and lift one another up as coaches. So that's sorry, my daughter is like hacking up along in the background. If you can hear her, she's okay. That's our product focus of the week, because to me, it is like the most amazing product. Like, I'll be 7 years in July as a coach, and there's not a corner of my life, like Sarah said one time, that this business hasn't touched in a positive way. She is an amazing cook. Oh my gosh. Like, I was eating up her soup the whole weekend at retreat. I even hid like the last bowl of it. So anyway, now that you're all hungry, I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth. I'll put it on speaker view so she can share tonight some great tips for meal planning.
Thanks. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Elizabeth. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. And one of my skills, as Kelly said, is I'm very organized with my meal planning. So I wanted to share some of the things that I have kind of learned and refined over the past 3.5 years with you guys. And I'm going to try to share this. I have a double screen here, so let's see. Share this one. Do you guys see my PowerPoint? Okay. I'm going to see if I can pull up the chat too, just in case I don't know if I can pull up the chat. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say why meal planning is important. It's important because 80% of your results are going to come from what you put in your body. And as my BFF, Autumn Calabrese, always says, abs are made in the kitchen. So if you're really looking to get awesome results, following some sort of nutrition plan is really important. It doesn't have to be done perfectly. We're not expecting you to do it perfectly. None of us do it perfectly. But just having some sort of guideline to follow is really going to help reach whatever goal you're trying to reach. Which brings me to our nutrition programs. If you guys are not following one of the nutrition programs, I highly recommend you do. We have two awesome ones, Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset. I put the quick comparison guide up there if you guys want to just kind of look at that while I'm talking. But they both work really well. They both are created by, one's a nutritionalist and the other is Autumn Calabrese, my BFF again. And both do not restrict any food groups. So you can eat fats, you can eat carbs, you can have ice cream and cookies. They just teach you how to eat them well and to eat them in moderation. I really don't like the word moderation just because I have past experiences with, you know, my mom always saying moderation while she was yo-yo dieting and doing all the stuff. But really, they really help. They will help you reach the results that you want to reach. So that's the best place to start, is with your nutrition guide. And then also find a meal planner. Oh, I see the chat now. Okay. So Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset both come with like meal planning booklets that you can get. And those are both awesome. I have tried so many meal planners. It's not even funny. It's a little funny. But the current one that I have is really simple. I'm going to see if I can share that with you guys. Can you see what I'm sharing now? My meal plan? Okay, so this is what I use. It didn't save my week for this week, but I already printed it out, so it's all good. So just for an example, I filled in Monday, so that's tomorrow. So really simple. I just fill in exactly what I'm going to have. The snacks are there just in case I get hungry during the day. I'm not necessarily going to make myself eat those if I'm not hungry to eat them, but if I do get hungry, that's what I'm going to have. And then let's see. Yeah, so you just want to write down a plan. So it can be super specific. I've done like time nutrition with Ultimate Portion Fix before, which is very specific. And then I've done 2B Mindset, which is a little bit more relaxed. But you should always have some place to write your stuff down. And then you should also be asking yourself at the beginning of the week. I always meal plan on Friday. So these are the questions that I ask myself on Friday. What meals should I plan? And for me, I have to plan out all of my meals plus my snacks, or else I'm going to be digging in the closet for whatever junk food I can find when I get desperate, and I don't want to be doing that. And then where do you get tripped up during your day? So wherever you get tripped up with, like, you know, where you—
Can you tell Dad to come down here?
Where you get really hungry and are tempted to like binge on everything, I would recommend putting your Shakeology in there. Sometimes I have to switch my Shakeology from breakfast. I love having it at breakfast, but sometimes I have to move it to the late afternoon because I get hangry right before dinner. And sometimes the apple just doesn't cut it. And And then what activities am I doing this week that are out of my norm? So what like sports events for your kids or any work events that you might have? And then do I have any events, parties, or celebrations to plan for? Like weekend parties, especially this, I had to ask myself this question a lot more during the holiday season. Not as much now that that's died down, but just making sure that you have a plan in place regardless of how your week goes, just so there's some constant that you can follow. And then that's one of my favorite quotes that I heard very early in my fitness and nutrition journey. If you plan to fail, or if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, which has proven very true in my journey. So for starting out with your meal plan, look at what you already have. Check your freezer for meats, casseroles, frozen fruits and veggies. See what you can use, and this kind of goes along with how you budget as well. So something that I'm very passionate about is eating healthy on a budget. I don't want to be spending $1 million on food when I can be using stuff that I already have. So if that means using up less healthy ingredients before I buy healthier ingredients, then I'm totally fine doing that. And then don't let things go to waste that you have spent your hard-earned money on. So even if, you know, that, well, that's not a really good example. Like a soup that I made on Friday, I'm gonna put that in the freezer instead of throwing the leftovers away because I'm tired of eating it. I ate it all weekend and I don't wanna eat it anymore. And then looking at your pantry, seeing what other like canned foods and grains and snacks you can use and stick in your meal plan. And then actually making your meal plan. This is how I do it. If this is too complicated for you or if it's overwhelming, start with just like one of these things. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it. I really like to plan things out. I'm a planner and that really helps me. So I start with dinner. That's when most people are exhausted when they get home and don't feel like cooking. They want to just order a pizza or grab something on the way home or something like that. So I always make sure that I have something to eat that I'm excited about eating. So like tomorrow we're having salmon cakes and sweet potato fries and broccoli for dinner. And that's like one of my favorite meals. Mondays are really hard at our house. So I always make sure that I have something super delicious that I'm excited about cooking. And then I move to lunches. Lunches are usually leftovers from the previous night's dinner. So those are easy to quickly put in my meal plan. And then breakfast and snacks. I always keep my breakfast and snacks consistent. So for the past, like, I don't know, 4 months, I've been having my Shakeology and my oatmeal. Shakeology and oatmeal for breakfast, and then an apple with almond butter for a snack. Yeah, it helps with if you have older children too, to have food that they're excited about. I don't have that problem yet because my 2-year-old isn't excited about anything I make, so it's fine. And then let's see. Oh, if you're not sure what to put on your meal plan, Fixate is a great option. There are so many awesome Fixate recipes that I've tried. The one that always comes to mind is the almond crusted chicken. That one is divine if you want to try it. It tastes like fried chicken without being filled with lots of fried chicken stuff. And then let's see, what else did I have? I had another note for this, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, where am I going? Okay. I don't remember. Go to the next one. All right, so grocery store. When you're heading to the grocery store, make your list and only stick to those things on your list. Again, it'll help you stick to your budget. And then also choose when you're going to go shopping every month and how many times a month. So I only let myself go shopping on Fridays. So that way you're not going to the store to pick up like ingredients here and ingredients there, because then you're going to walk into the store, you're going to grab, a couple other things that you didn't know that you needed, which you probably didn't actually need. But just taking really good stock the first time and not having to go back until you have previously decided when you were going to go. And then shop the perimeter, which is like, fruits, vegetables, meats, frozen things. And then avoid aisles that are tempting, cookies, chips, snacks that are not healthier. There's some healthy options that are not in the perimeter, but you know yourself. And then food prep. I always chop up snackable veggies and fruits. I don't really chop fruits. I just make sure they're washed. And put those at eye level. So for the veggies, it's pretty much everything that's on that picture that I put up there, actually, minus the cilantro. It looks like I don't chop cilantro. And then, so put those at eye level. So those are the first things that you see when you open your fridge and you're hungry and looking for a snack. It'll be right there. And also with your meal plan, make sure it's like somewhere where you're going to look at it a lot. So mine's right on my fridge at eye level, on the outside of my fridge, not the inside. And then, so I always bake potatoes on Sundays, sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. Chop veggies for meals. So these are like your onions and carrots and celery if you're going to like be making a soup or a stew or something. Mix your seasonings. I always make my taco seasoning from scratch, so I mix that beforehand, so that way I'm not scrambling to get all of the spices and stuff out while I'm stressed out on Tuesday evening right before dinner. And then thaw and prep your meats if that's something that you do. Me and my husband have been eating sausage for breakfast a lot of days, so I make sure to prep some sausage on Sundays. And then some other ideas are like oatmeal bakes you can make and just eat all week long. Egg bites are also a really good option. And making granola beforehand, or at least like portioning it out so you're not just grabbing a whole big bag of granola, because that's like 1,000,000 calories, and 1,000,000 blue containers, I should say. And then my final tips. Okay, post your meal plan where you look at it regularly. So whether it's on your fridge or in your planner, on your phone, wherever you are looking often, that's going to be super helpful for staying on track. And then again, if it's overwhelming, start with 1 to 2 of these tips, try it for a week, and then add another one or find what works for you. But yeah, I think that's all I have. Let's see if I can unshare my screen. Okay.
That was so helpful. I was taking notes because I meal plan in my planner every week, and I grocery shop like that. The same thing. I've been doing Instacart, like so ordering my groceries, but I don't post my meal plan on my fridge. And I feel like some days when lunch comes around, I'm like, what am I eating today? Because I do plan like options, and then I'll not eat what I had planned to eat, and then I have food, like, what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm gonna print it off.
Yeah, I had mine on my phone, like in an Excel spreadsheet or something for a while, but then I just wouldn't, like, if I couldn't find my phone, I was like, guess I'm just eating whatever I want.
Yeah, especially because I feel like I love the idea too of having like eye level the snack stuff. So like I eat a lot of veggies, and I have to cook them a little bit just for my stomach sometimes. Like I do better when they're cooked, which is not a big deal when it's right in front of me because I can cook them in advance. Like I love, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then grab them. But if I don't have it in front of me and I'm rushing around like this whole week when everyone got sick, that's what threw me off is I didn't have my meal plan in front of me. So our grocery shopping was super easy because we didn't eat any of our food last week. You know what I'm saying? Like we lived off of crackers and noodles. I like that, Angie. That's really good. Do y'all have any questions for Elizabeth? This was really good.
Elizabeth, what was the name of the chicken that you said? I'm looking through my Fix8 recipe books.
It's the almond crusted chicken.
Oh, it's so
Okay.
It's
It's
really good.
phenomenal. I've made it so many times.
Thank
So,
Can you tell me what Fix8 is?
Oh, Fix8 is the cooking show and cookbook that Autumn Calabrese does, the 21-Day Fix lady.
Okay.
So it's like you find it within the programs on Beachbody On Demand, and it has like a bunch of videos of her cooking various recipes that she has.
Okay.
And then the recipes are also posted in a PDF that you can open as well and look at that way.
Okay. Thanks.
I also found that that recipe on Pinterest. So it's also on Pinterest. I wanted to let you know.
the taco seasoning too that Elizabeth uses is the Fix8 taco seasoning. Anybody that was right? Isn't that where you got it from?
Yeah, well, it's not her Fix8 taco seasoning. She has a specific taco seasoning, but it's the taco seasoning that she puts with the taco lettuce wraps.
Got it.
So that's the one to look for. That one's the
Is
best.
that what the one you use for the chicken, the shredded
Yeah.
chicken? Well,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
All of us that have eaten Elizabeth's
I
food
know.
are like, You can also order the Fix8 cookbook, and there's a Fix8 2 cookbook. So if you want the physical book, there are products that you can order. I liked the second one better than the first one, in a sense that the second one I felt like had recipes more so that my kids would eat. Like, well, not quite as exotic, but maybe I should go back and look at the first one again. I just felt like anyway, but they're both great. And I use 2B Mindset, but I still use those recipes, if that makes sense.
I just want to put a plug in for another one of my favorite cookbooks. It's called Instant Loss. I'll type it in the chat, but it has the lady who wrote it. She lost. Sorry, I can't type and talk. Okay. She lost 125 pounds just changing how she ate. And a lot of the recipes are like grain-free, dairy-free, but they're all like really wholesome thing. Like a lot of it would fit in with like 2B Mindset. The portions are a little bit bigger than I think Ultimate Portion Fix portions. But that cookbook, I cook most of my meals out of those. She has 2 of them, and it's phenomenal.
Anybody else have any other questions or anything to add?
Is everybody doing 2B Mindset, or most people, or half and half, or?
I think we're all over the map. I think it's half and half.
I mean, Melissa, you're in my group. Most of my people are doing 2B Mindset because I am, but not everybody in our group. Like Andrea does Ultimate Portion Fix. And so you'll see in our challenge group a lot of people doing 2B Mindset because that's what I get all excited about. But they're equal. And I've done the Portion Fix before.
Okay. Do we do sweet potatoes at night, or we don't do any carbs at night, right?
No, that would be one of those FFCs that you would have latest as a snack.
That's what I'm having trouble with, is finding stuff for dinner.
It's hard. Yeah. That I think is the hardest switch over, because mentally you have a protein, a veggie, and a starch. I don't know how it is for you, but mentally for me, dinner was a protein, a veggie, and a starch. And it wasn't dinner if you didn't have all of those things. And so I've done a combination of trying to mimic that. So like having cauliflower rice or something like that, or having spaghetti squash. or just saying, look, I'm doing this and making the commitment to it, even though it feels like a sacrifice at the beginning sometimes. And then treating myself to like potatoes at breakfast or something like that.
Okay.
I had to cook like a whole, like cook the sweet potatoes or cook the butternut squash or something so it was ready for me, because I didn't want to spend as much time cooking lunch as I normally spend cooking dinner.
Mhm.
And so I had to do those things like batch cooking ahead of time, which was a new experience for me, so that I could have them quickly at lunch. Although Costco, I know you don't have a Costco on the island, but there's one right off the island, right?
No, Charleston, but
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
never
I
mind
have
then.
a trip.
I was just gonna say, like, my husband just found frozen cubed butternut squash from Costco, and so that way I can just throw some in with my lunch, and it's really easy.
Okay.
Oh, Megan said you have a Sam's. Megan lives in Bluffton, so there's a Sam's. There might be something like that at Sam's, or at Kroger. I mean, there might be something
Yeah.
like that at Kroger.
They have butternut squash at Aldi's that's frozen too.
Okay.
I think it would be good, like in our groups, if you guys don't already do this, and it's something we waver in, is posting our meal plans every week. It's a great way to like have accountability and also to share ideas, because you might see something on someone's and be like, oh, where'd you get that recipe? You know what I mean? And so I'll be better about that myself. Like, it's something I'm always like, we should do this. And then we do it sometimes, but not always. And I think it's just like Elizabeth said, even starting small. Like, even I started with only planning my dinners and when I was going to drink my shake. Like, that was all I could figure out. And then I started to figure out the other stuff after, you know what I mean? But to me, dinner was the easiest thing to start with, because I had to pick stuff that was kind of friendly for everyone. And so but I think it would be good for us to share them, because, and you know, that way you can get ideas from other people and stuff like that. So
I think that's the easiest place to start for me too, because I eat basically the same thing for breakfast and lunch every day. And like, breakfast kind of rotates between two things, but we don't get super fancy at breakfast. And so I don't really have to plan out breakfast the same way that I do for dinner, because I don't have as much variety in my life there.
all right. Well, who's praying? Elizabeth, do you mind praying?
Sure.
Okay.
Lord, thank you for these wonderful ladies that we get to be on our health journey with. We ask that you would bless our week, keep us focused on what's important, and help us to keep you first and foremost in our minds and in our hearts. And I just pray that everybody would find joy in their meal plan this week, and we offer this all in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you one thing you said about finding joy. The last thing I meant to say that I really like that you said is, on a stressful day, make sure you plan a dinner that day you're excited about. That was a great tip, y'all, because sometimes I don't know if you, but there's like, I look forward to Taco Tuesday like every week. I get super excited about it still. And I think but I never thought about that when there's stressful times, to have like your favorites on those nights, because then you hold out for it. It's like when you know you're going to your favorite restaurant, you know. That was a great tip. So that's another one I'm taking to put into action this week. But thank you guys. Thank you, Elizabeth. It was a great call. See you guys in the groups. Take care.